me, starting off at number 5 is Michael Hall from Ohio State. Um, there's a wee smile there. We've had a wee chat about things offline, but we haven't given it away to each other. So yeah, for me, Michael Hall, Ohio State, 6'3", 290 pounds. Ran a 5-second flat at the combine, which was a pretty good time for him. I think he's someone who has a really low center of gravity. He's strong enough to shed single blockers. Again, we talked about this in the last episode. He's got a relentless high motor. I think he plays with good leverage. He's powerful and he's physical. He's kind of that 3 technique penetrating type defensive tackle. He can play up and down the line, and he has done at times. He's played in kind of different alignments, but that's kind of where I see him earning a crust at the next level. Yeah, he probably has a bit shorter arms than some of the other guys, so he sometimes can get blocked off by these offensive linemen with the longer arms. And he does often leave his chest a little bit exposed, and sometimes that can be due to arm length, so he often can get blocked there. But I think he's a really good player. I think that he can offer something on that defensive line with his versatility. Probably needs to play a little bit more violent for me than he does, and that's why there's guys who maybe have a similar role but are going to be ranked higher than Michael Hall.
Yeah, this is tough to rank because you're not comparing apples to apples. There's different roles along the offensive line and defensive line, sorry. And Michael Hall isn't one of those players that you're going to want holding up the nose, but he is someone that I think you can add to your rotation. I'll go to the strengths first. I don't have him ranked in my top 5, I should say. I have him ranked 7th. For me, he is a pass rush specialist from the interior, which is really good. It creates pressure constantly. Very refined pass rush CV or resume. I like, even though he's smaller, I like the fact he can get low and attack underneath the pads to gain leverage. It mitigates some of that lack of strength. Gets off blocks really well. So a really good athlete, elusive mover in short areas. Explosive first step, and it's got an overwhelming swim move. If you can deploy the swim move, then he's going to get into the backfield. Yeah, he's got all the skills to get past the center when he's lined up there. But I'm not going to trust him to take the zero exclusively. My problem with it, he is on the lighter side. I'm not sure. He weighed in at 290. I'm not sure he played at 290.
I think he bulked up for that. Yeah.
And for that reason, I think he gets overwhelmed by power, lacks the strength profile to hold up against the bigger guys. And for me, that worries me against the run.
Yeah.
And when I look at the problems when I've ranked players before with this kind of profile, I've not had much luck. So I've gone in a slightly different direction, if you like. The problem against the run means he's going to be a rotation risk, and therefore how much is he going to play? But I think if you already have a guy there who's a bigger guy, a strong guy, I think Michael Hall could be a real weapon attacking the passer in the next level.
He almost reminds me in a way, although I think he's not going to go nearly as high, of Kalijah Kancey. Yeah. That kind of frame. They've done really well in Tampa Bay of sticking him next to Big Vita Vea. If you have someone you can stick next to Michael Hall in that role, I think that's where he would excel. I think all the concerns you've got there, Owen, is right, and that's why I don't have him ranked higher, because he is a really good pass rusher, and I really do like that role for him. But he just lacks that little bit of extra to be higher for me.
Yeah, and I think overall this class is slightly on the light side, apart from one absolute mammoth man who I'm sure we'll talk about. The majority of them weigh under 300, which is absolutely fine. But we'll talk about them, but I prefer the strength profile of some of the others when they have slightly comparable weight.